Hi, and in today's video you're going to learn how to make catchy earworm piano melodies quickly. Hi, I'm Euan and welcome to Euan Smith Music. I help you make amazing music using different tools and different apps and such like. If that sounds like something you would be absolutely up for, then make sure you hit subscribe as well as like this video. Share it with your friends as well if you think it's something that they'll be interested in, because I think there'll be some gold in this video that you will absolutely love. I know it. So without further ado, let's head over to the piano and let's start making some earworms and wonderful melodies. This video is being sponsored by Switcher Studio. With Switcher Studio you can use all of your existing iOS devices and cast your computer screen all in one production. Create professional slick live streams and record and edit video with just one tap. Create amazing overlays, lower thirds, sound clips, titles, and even import existing video to your stream and trigger them from the comfort of your hands. Edit and display multi-view panels for up to 9 iOS devices whilst you stream, and automate the switching of these to give you hands-free control of your productions. Invite up to 4 friends anywhere in the world to join your live stream and have them in your production as if they were in the same room. Stream in crisp 1080p and have studio quality sound. I've used the app to make all of the YouTube videos on my channel, so I absolutely love it and I know that you will too. So if you fancy giving Switcher Studio a try, then why don't you use the links below. Use the code EUAN30 and then go to the link bit.ly/GetSwitcherStudio to be able to have a free 30-day trial. So go on, have a go. I've also got free tips and training over at my group Mobile Live Streaming Success on Facebook. It'd be great to see you there. So the idea of an earworm is a catchy melody that you just get in your head and you cannot get out of your head. So basically the idea of writing, especially on a piano, is to keep things as simple and as catchy as possible. So if you imagine these jingles that you probably hear, the idea is to keep them as fairly upbeat rhythmically, but also short and snappy as well. So you'll probably even think of this. The way I approach writing earworms is to start simply with the right hand, maybe no more than 3 to 5 notes to keep things simple. So if you're writing a song and you're looking for a good chorus melody, I would say the most anthemic songs use the fewest notes, and that's definitely true of earworms. And you could say that they would be relatively repetitive as well, something that you never ever forget, and it could be something like, so it just could be something like 3 or 4 notes that repeat over and over again that have a really good catchy rhythm. Overly complicated earworms wouldn't sound quite as good, so if I was to overcomplicate this, let's have a listen to this. Which is fine, you could probably repeat that melody back, but you wouldn't quite have that same catchiness as if you were playing this. Or if you wanted to keep the notes close together. So sometimes the catchiest songs would have notes that were relatively close together. So the idea of an earworm is simple. It sounds simple, it's simple to remember, but writing one is definitely a challenge. So when you're thinking of earworms, you're sort of thinking of famous pop songs that you could really instantly think. So that's normally backed up with really good instrumentation and a really good production behind it. So even just having a single solo line, you could easily make this sound even more impressive. You could add some chords to that quite simply. So you could take the same melody over and over again, and then by changing the chords underneath you can then affect how that earworm would sound. And then of course it all depends on the instrumentation. If you were writing an earworm for a voice, you would think about the range of that voice. You'd also think about how that voice would sound, where the breathing would take place. So it's very important to think when you're writing an earworm where you will have the potential accents, the breathing, the phrases, these kinds of things. Let me know in the comments if you recognise that earworm and where it came from as well. If you're writing for an instrument, obviously, if you're writing for electronic music, then phrasing is still as important, but not quite as important as if you were to write for someone who was going to be singing a melody and needed to know where to breathe. Sometimes in a song, it's not so much the actual song that is the earworm, but it's maybe the chorus or the catchy element. Yeah, so these are sort of repeating patterns that before the actual melody comes in. So sometimes in writing a song that has hooks, that has these little earworms in there, then adding the layer of the melody can also help to bring those out too. If you keep watching, I'm going to give you an example of some earworms that I will have composed, and to show you how simple melodies can be built on with harmony and with instrumentation to make it sound full and rich. So I recently wrote a short score for the Stargirl competition that had 2 earworms in there, one that went like this. If you want to see what I did with the Stargirl score, I will leave a link in the top right of the video now and also in the description below as well. So it really all depends how you would treat that particular melody. Short and simple, using harmonies that would be quite simple as well to some extent. Using notes relatively close to each other would work much better, although notes further apart would work too. But you tend to find in more popular music, the closer the notes together, the more repetitive the pattern, the more catchy and more simple. Let me know in the comments what examples of earworms you like, or you know, or you just cannot get out of your head. I'd love to be able to hear from you as to what kind of earworms are really getting in your head at the moment. Even 80s films, maybe like Beverly Hills Cop. Ringtones would be a really good example of earworms, just because they're like, they set a certain emotional trigger and they get in your head and they give you the urgency to answer your phone. So mobile phone ringtones are actually quite a good feature, I'd say, of an earworm too. So if you're someone that's going to be looking into writing earworms, definitely thinking of those features is really important as well. There's been so many different books and so many different theories written on earworms, and it really just comes down to personal taste. If you know what you write is catchy, then chances are someone else will. So definitely do check out and have a go of these, and let me know if you've got any examples of earworms that you think would be good to share with the community. Then drop some links down below as well and tell me the kind of approaches you do when you write your earworms, and I'd love to be able to hear from you as well. And if you would like to make your music masterpiece and you have only just discovered this channel for the first time, then please make sure you hit subscribe as well as like and share this video with anyone who you think will be interested, and I look forward for you to be part of the community as well. Links for everything I have mentioned are down in the description below. At the end of this video, I think you'll find useful to be able to find some other videos that I think you will enjoy as well. So thank you very much for watching the video today. Thanks again to Switcher Studio for sponsoring this video, and thank you very much for watching this video to the end, and I will see you in the next one. Bye for now.